2 weeks ago, I asked my followers and subscribers to ask me any question about my life in Norway, and I will answer that, any question. And today I'm here to answer that. And if you're new here, my name is Judy. I am a Kenyan who has been living here in Norway for the last 7 years. And thank you for watching. So I have a lot of questions. I have made like a paper on them here that I will manage to answer. And one question which was so popular, two of them was about dowry, and the next one was about why Norwegians leave their children to sleep in the cold outside. Yeah, so let's dig in and see how it goes. So, number one question: where do you come from in Kenya? I am a girl from the lake. I am Luo. My father is from Homa Bay. My mother is from a place called Awendo Soni. And I was born in Mombasa, and I grew up in Awendo Soni. I was brought up partly with my maternal grandmother, yes, the mother of my mother. And I went to a school called Obama Primary School, and then later on, while I joined high school, I moved to Nairobi where my mother was living, and from there onwards, I lived in Nairobi until I moved to Norway. I lived in Malindi 2 years partly, and then I was back to Nairobi again. So I am a city girl, I am a countryside girl. I balance both of them. That's why I can live in the countryside in Norway, because I have experienced that before in my previous life in Kenya. Yeah. So the next question is, how did you meet your husband? I met my husband on a dating site called Afro Introduction. I had been there before, but I was not successful. So I had created a new account, and this time it was my last chance. I said to myself, this time if I do not succeed here, I am stopping. And I did met a gentle Norwegian man that fell in love with me. And that's how I got here. What inspired you to move to Norway? I moved to Norway because my husband is a Norwegian, and with his job, he has a dream job that he loves so much, and he cannot get that type of job in my country, Kenya. So that's why we chose to live here in Norway. What do you enjoy most about living in Norway? What I enjoy most, I hope you'd have asked also what I don't enjoy most, because they go in hand. What I love about Norway is the peace I get in Norway. It's so peaceful in Norway. Oh, I cannot say how much it's so peaceful in Norway. There's no traffic jam where I live. There is never any noise or something chaos going on, or there are no thieves. It's really a perfect world for me. I don't know about you, but I'm talking about my experiences in Norway. For me, it's a perfect world for me. The availability of jobs, the high salary, even though the life is also high. But if I get to travel to my country or any other places, I get to enjoy that money because the currency is high. So, and also just open-minded people here. Also, there are people who don't bother anybody. They do not. It's not easy to get into a confrontation with a Norwegian. Not easy. They avoid conflict, and I love it. So everybody minds their business. The downside is the weather. It's quite cold in winter. It's quite cold. And another downside is the social life. There is no social life here. Everybody minds their business. I think it's the weather that has made people to stay more inside, or yeah, I don't know. But social life where I live here is, for me, it's none to zero. Yeah, I can say that. And another question is, can you tell us about your career in healthcare? If I look back where I live in Kenya, I will say I could have never imagined working in healthcare, because in Kenya I studied travel and tourism management, which I loved, and I was in attachment in Tanzania, then I worked in some place in Malindi for a little bit. I worked in an office in Nairobi as an operational assistant, and I just loved the customer care jobs and travel jobs. I wanted to travel and all that. So when I moved to Norway, I live in a small place, and being a mom of two small children, I wanted a job that was close to me so I can stay close to the children, because my husband works away. So one parent has to be so close with the children. And where I live, there are not so many job opportunities. Initially, I applied to work at the grocery store, and I did not get the job. Then I applied at the institution where I work now. Before, I was not taken. I was told I must have a B1 in Norwegian language. So then I had to take the exams, and after that I went back there and I took my papers and I got the job. And oh my God, let me tell you, I love working, caring for people. I never knew that I had that in me, but I love it. I love working there. So that one, it has motivated me to even go for higher education, to get the best education I can and to give back the best I can. And another question was, what are your future career plans? My future career plans is hopefully becoming a full nurse. I am soon starting a bachelor in nursing, and I am looking forward. Everybody's saying it's difficult, that anatomy is quite challenging. And one thing I have told myself, I want to go and try and see, instead of wishing many years how it would have turned out. You know, sometimes we limit ourselves when you don't know your limit. You need to try things to decide if you can, before just hearing from people around you saying it's difficult, somebody failed, somebody did not do this. So we are different. What might be difficult for somebody else might not be difficult for the other person. So I have decided I want to go try and see. And if you are a nurse student or you are a nurse, please subscribe. I need you here to guide me into my next step, because yeah, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for the challenges coming ahead. And my most asked question. This one was from YouTube, and my beloved subscriber asked me. The first one was, hi Judy, could you talk about the procedure of enrolling children in kindergarten and your personal experience with the must-haves for the children? Have you had any clashes with Norwegian culture in the kindergarten, like concerning how some things are done? Mm, any clashes in the kindergarten, the Barnehagen? For me, I just don't like why they put the children outside to sleep in the cold. It affected me. And with my first child, I think she did sleep a lot outside in the cold, so much that she coughed a lot. Until now, at 6 years, she's still coughing. When she was 1 year and 2 years, we used inhaler because of asthma. She used to cough a lot, and for me, I don't know, but I do think it was as a result of her being left in the cold outside. Because my second born, I refused. I said I was going to have my child in the house, and she was going to sleep in the house, warm, tucked in, and that is what I did. And she doesn't cough like her sibling. My firstborn child coughs a lot. She coughs extremely so much, and it goes on and back. And I don't know. I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose, but in my view, I think it was as a result of being left too much outside in the cold. There were sometimes it was -9, -10, and the baby is sleeping outside in the cold, and I could hear her breathing after I take her out, and I did not like it. Other than that, having any conflict or any culture clash, I do not have much because my children they eat everything in at the kindergarten. They liked the food there, and also I was for me the language I chose to speak Norwegian with my children because I also wanted to learn Norwegian in a perfect way because I've chosen to live here. So I want to speak Norwegian, even if it is not so perfect, but I want to speak it because the less you speak it after learning it, the long time it will take you to learn it and speak it nicely. So their first language is Norwegian. They speak it in kindergarten, at school, and at home. And at home, they watch their TV channels, children channels in English. So they have also learned. Learned English through TV channel, but my husband chose to speak English with me, so they balanced like that. And most of the people work at the kindergarten. They're so nice. And where I live here, everybody knows everybody, so it's not easy to hate somebody or someone's child because the parent knows you, the parent is working with probably your children, or you're working with other people in your family. So if you're doing something wrong here, it will get back to everybody around, and nobody wants to have this bad CV of you treating other people unfairly or bad. So everyone is just nice around here. And then another question: how do you balance work and family life? It's quite challenging, especially for me who are someone who works offshore. Um, so when he's offshore, somebody asked me, I remember, how do you manage to work a shift job with an offshore husband? And so I work mostly on evenings when my husband is at home because he's at home for 1 month and then he's away for 2 weeks. So I work mostly evening jobs when he's at home. Then when he's away at work, I work daytime shifts. So which works for me. We all leave the house with the children because my work starts at 7:30. So at 7 the daycare is open, the school is also open as a 4. I leave them there, then I drive myself to work, and it's close. They are close by. From home to school and daycare is 3 minutes drive. Then from there to my workplace is 1 minute drive. So it's it's easy like that. So then I just try to balance it like that. And also with my studies, I study when they go to bed. I read my books 2 3 hours like that, and I just keep an open mind and try my best. And then, what advice would you give to someone considering moving to a new country, especially like Scandinavia? Scandinavia, like that is Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and even Iceland, and that. They are so cold. They are very cold countries. So if you plan to move these sides, just be ready to tackle the cold weather, the long winters, the long light summer. Like now, the sun will go down at 11:45, and then the sun will rise at 3 a.m. and so hot. By the time we're waking up at 7 or at 6:30, it's the sun is so hot outside. Yeah. And also be ready for the weather challenges here. We have they say winter, summer, spring, and autumn, but in Norway the winter takes most part. Like the winter can be 6 months. For me, I do think winter is 8 months in Norway. Yeah, that's what I think. Maybe it's not you, but the winter is long in Norway. Get used to that. My other thing I can tell you is also interact with the locals, study the language. They really, really like it when you speak the Norwegian language. They really love that. Interact with the locals and be open minded. Go outside, try snow activities, even if you don't like it. It was my first time seeing snow here, but I embrace it, and my children plays there, so I also play there. And also just be open minded, try jobs, try something until you find something you like. If you want to go back to for more education, it's all free. Try out and see what works for you, but do not isolate yourself. People are nice out here. If you need help, just ask. And be open minded and do not have too much expectation. You're moving into a new country with new cultures where they still value their cultures a lot. Here in Norway, their culture, they still have they value it so much. So be ready to learn all that. It's nice once you get to integrate to the society, you will love it. And then another question on my from my YouTube. Hmm. Linda also asked, thanks for sharing. I'm also in Norway, and it's always amazes me how mothers of small children here seem to have everything under control. They would be moving about with newborns, whereas back home in Africa, you are considered fragile and required to take as much rest as possible. Meanwhile, I have a small baby, and sometimes I feel like I'm losing it mentally. Yeah, Linda. I was in same situation. So Linda, this question I really do not have the right answer for it because I have not interacted so much with many Norwegians to really know. But I can also say that back in Kenya we have big families and many relatives. So once a mother has a child, they always get help from the extended family. The mother and the newborn are expected to stay indoor for some tribes. They can stay inside for 40 days or even 60 days before the child is revealed to the whole family because they try to protect the child not to get airborne diseases and because the child is still fragile. Also, the mother is expected to stay indoor and sit on salt warm water to heal. They have somebody inside who helps them with the house chores and also help with the baby. But here in Norway, the many people cannot afford a nanny or a house help. It's quite expensive, so which has made many mothers to be on toes. After having the baby, you have to do everything for yourself. I remember after I had my babies, both of them, it was me. My husband helped me for the first 1 month. He was at home. Then once he left, so it was just me and the baby. I had to cook. I had to change them. I had to do everything. It was quite tough. It was a tough life in my. It was a tough period in my life. It was really tough. It's the moment I really wished I was in Kenya. I did miss Kenya a lot during this period because in Kenya I would have had a house help, a nanny, somebody to help me take care of the two newborn baby, the newborn plus the also the 2 year old child I had at this point. So it's just cultural differences. In Kenya, we have big families, extended families. It's easy to afford a house help, to afford nanny, but in Norway, it's expensive to afford a nanny or house help. So it's you who is going to do everything. So that's why you see the Norwegian moms, once they come home, they are on toes, they are doing everything. If there was an option of them relaxing and getting somebody to take care of them, I think 98% will say yes to that. And then there is another the most asked question is about why Norwegians like to leave their children in their strollers outside. I do not have the answer to this question as well, because my child was left in the cold and I never liked it. I never liked it. She developed asthma, and I do believe it's as a result of leaving my baby outside. Somebody will say, no, that does not relate to that. Your experience and my experience are different, because with my second born, I refused. I tucked my child inside. She slept in the bed. She was always warm and she never coughed. She now coughs like every child, but not to an extent of how my firstborn coughed. She, even until now at 6 years old, she still really coughs. And when she is coughing, it's bad. You feel for her. She was left outside in the cold for so long, from when she was born until she was in daycare. And because she was always in the stroller sleeping there, she refused to sleep in the bed or on anywhere, or in her small bed or in the sitting room with her. She refused. So we just put her outside, and sometimes it was -9, -10 degrees, and my baby's outside, something which was a culture shock for me, because in Kenya, I do not think there is any parent who leave their children in the stroller and put them outside to sleep. Most children sleep inside. So that was a big culture shock for me. If you come from Scandinavia and you know of this, why they put the children outside, please come in the comment and let's learn. And for people who also want to know about this, please just help us. We learn every day. These are new cultures to me and my other Kenyan sisters here abroad, or even my other African sisters here abroad. We would be happy to know why, so we can integrate into this beautiful culture. And the next question, which was asked by a lot of people, was about dowry. And there were like 4, 6 questions. How did you go with the dowry while getting married to your husband of different ethnic? And for this, I will go a little deep. So take your time and watch until the end. Uh, when I met my husband, I told her my situation, you know. So I want to tell you to be honest when you meet somebody who you really love and you want to be in a serious relationship with, because marriage is two people who are coming from different outside and being one. So I come from a very humble background. I was raised with a single mother who really worked hard, and through that, she managed to educate us, my sister, my brother, and myself. And she was really working hard, so it was not possible for her to own a home. And she was also a self-employed, and with a self-employed business, if you don't go, there is no any income. If you fall sick, there is nothing coming. So I told my husband upfront about this, that I know after we get married, I will move abroad, and I'm going to live probably a different life that I have lived here. And please, I would like if you can help me help my mother get a home. And my husband is a very kind man, very respectful man, very family oriented man with so much respect and love. He's quite polite and very shy, like most Norwegians. That's why he has not been on any of my videos. He's quite shy. I've told him several times, when are you introducing myself? He say no. He's afraid of you going to judge him for not talking, or why is he sitting there like this. You like to people on social media. We are notorious on social media. So I told him about my family situation, and he agreed. I told mommy, instead of getting my husband here and you quoting price, and then him giving you, then you are sharing with all these people who are going to come here, who never help you even a single day to help us with the school fee. I want us to get something for you, get a home for you, a permanent home, a place to call home for to live for the rest of your life, and also financial support that can sustain you until your last days here. And Mama was so happy about that. So there was no any money quoted for my husband to give. We got married, and after that he agreed to support my mom, which he did for over 10 years. Every month he was sending financial support. And also, once I got to Sweden, I wanted this project to be done. I wanted to show that I was also in it, because you cannot just tell somebody, I want you to build my mom home, I want you to do this, but you, what are you contributing? So that is why I really wanted to work. So when I got to Sweden, I started working immediately. So he saw that I was really motivated, and he saw the urge I had, and he supported me really. He bought the land, paid for the land, and we started the project. So, and I did all this because of him, and he also supported because he was seeing the work I put, the how I wanted this to work, you know. So everything went so well. So it's not easy to meet somebody who is also going to help you financially, you know. Not everybody you are going to meet is the story is going to be like mine or my husband. I know of other Kenyan ladies who met men who really will not be of this idea, you know, but be upfront. Tell them if you are going to help your family when you're abroad, tell your husband, tell them your culture. If you want your dowry to be paid, if you want the cows to be bought, tell them. If they say no, move to the next one until you get the one who is going to agree. But I'm also here to tell you, be realistic. Really, really be realistic. There's no need of quoting 3 million to your husband as a dowry, 2 million, 1 million. Then once you move abroad, where you start your life, you realize the money was probably taken alone, or all the savings were paid for your dowry. Now you are here, things are not working well, and also the loan have to be paid, or the savings have to be taken back. So now things are not working out, and now he's also reminding you how much he bought you, because for some they think it's buying you. If you have watched 90 Day Fiance, you have seen how the Americans think that our culture of paying for bride price is like buying the bride, which is not true, because everybody has their cultures. Try to explain to your man from a different ethnic your culture, and also you just realistically think out things. After your bride price has been paid, and you know our people back at home, they never have enough. They will always ask you more. You have paid 3 million, 2 million dowry price, but now they're also here pressing you, send school fee for this, and so your husband is like, but I have paid for all that, why do we need to give them money? But imagine if you did not have to send that at a go, but do something to them that they will appreciate. If they have home, you can help them with a business, something. Or you can decide, okay, instead of giving the dowry, we can help with sending financial support every month, this little bit of money, like this. You help in this way. So for me, I am very proud to help my mother. I will always help her. I am very proud to help my grandmother, who is 93 years old, financially every month, because that lady raised me. And I have I learned a lot when I was growing up from her. And my mother, I have learned, she is my role model. So yeah, so just be realistic, talk about dowry, tell your partner everything. Okay. So if you want this conversation to go on, let me know in the comments. If your dowry was paid, did it work out well? If your partner said no, I'm not going to buy you, also let me know in the comment. Okay. I love talking to you, sharing all this. And if you want more of these topics, comment there. Yeah. Like, share with people, and subscribe also. That is how you support my channel. Yeah. Subscribe, and we meet on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy to be here. Bye. Adventures of Judy.